Hello and welcome to the Scarf Bergara Award, the show for county fans by county fans. I'm Nick Lee, here to guide you through the next hour or so with as much grace and poise as Jack Wilshere crumbling under yet another challenge. Who's with me tonight, I hear you cry? Still living off that one podcast he did 10 years ago, it's Russ.
Hello, you okay?
All right.
Yeah, not bad, are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, not
Good,
bad.
good.
I didn't think we could start without touching on the Jack Wilshere stuff.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
is utterly. I mean, some agents will do anything to get their client to move, won't they?
It's just utter bullshit, isn't it? Complete utter bullshit. Mind you, we did have was it Benjani trained with us at one point, didn't he?
Yeah. It's not the way, but Benjani did actually train with us. Whereas there's no evidence this is Jack Wilshere has. It's just one weirdo on a message board making stuff up.
Yeah, and don't forget, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank once scored for us, so we mustn't forget that.
What a day that was! I must have been pissed that day because it did not look like Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank when he banged that goal in. I'm telling you, hell yeah, mate. Well, it's all we're getting towards the meat of the season beginning now, aren't we? The PE is finished on the telly, the competitive PE. That's all done.
I enjoyed the Olympics.
What was your favourite of all the weird and wonderful sports?
It's always the keirin in the cycling.
Yeah.
I love the cycling.
Got some good thighs, haven't they? Them there cyclists.
Yeah, like pistons.
Yeah, I had a good hard look at myself after that, and then went and had a bit of cheese and a couple of lagers. Safely in knowledge that I tried my best. Right, what are we doing tonight, mate? What's the plan?
Well, we've got John Giles coming on from the Co-op, telling us all about the latest from the Co-op happenings. I think Hatters Marathon is probably...
We're talking about the Hatters Half Marathon tonight, yes.
Yeah, what did I say? Hatters Half Marathon?
I don't know.
What is it?
It's the Hatters Half Marathon, yeah.
Yeah. Did you say What did you say?
I said Hatters Half Marathon as well.
Oh, did you? Okay.
We both said the same thing. We're both on the same page here, pal.
Right, okay. We're going to talk about the defeat against Burnley. Well, what we know of it, because it was obviously behind closed doors, no media, etc., etc. Stott and Maynard left, so we'll have a bit of a chat about that. We'll go through our predicted lineups. We've got visuals for you, so we can actually show you our predicted lineups. Oh, it's amazing. And then I thought we'd have a chat about not I would say predictions, because we can go through that another week. Like where we're going to finish and stuff, but certainly. The chances of different clubs based on the strike forces they've got and the players they've signed, because everyone's just spunking cash everywhere, and I, for one, love it. Apart
from us, really, this summer especially. I think Quigley, they're saying it was reported on the stream that it was 5 figures, but even if it's 6 figures, it's still not massive, really.
No. And the rumours are Shimanga was 250. That's what I heard. But...
Yeah, God knows where Chesterfield are getting the money from. That's absolutely. Their fans don't even know where they've got the money from.
No. Well, I know where they got it from. They saved a shitload from furloughing players.
Yeah. Thanks, Boris Johnson. Cheers, Rishi.
So just to say to everybody, if you're watching this live on Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook, if you're watching it live on YouTube, please do subscribe, like, and comment. Get some comments through already via Twitter, so we'll shout out some of those and put those up on screen as we go along. Connor 94, we're not being negative about Wiltshire. It's just not happening, is it? I don't think.
I mean, why would you need to be negative about a player that's played about 15 minutes in the last 10 years? We don't need to be negative about him. I think his fitness record speaks for itself.
Yeah, and realistically, would he drop down to this division?
Well, no, and he's not going to be. We've already devoted more time to this than it deserves. Really, it's not happening. If it is happening, someone needs the bloody bumps feeling. I don't know why a player who notoriously gets injured on the receiving end of challenges, why he'd jump down to non-league where some of the challenges are going to be worse.
This is true. It's not exactly tippy tappy Arsenal style under Wenger football, is it?
No, but at the end of the day, this was just a rumour made up by a grown man on a message board, and we've just legitimised him by going on about this. I can't believe 6.5 minutes of my life have gone by, and we've talked about Jack Wilshere for most of it.
Yeah, for about 3.5 minutes of it.
Let's talk about other people who are never going to play for County. The ghost of Diego Maradona. Let's have a chat about him.
Well, we can do if you want. No?
Save it for next week.
Okay, I tell you what, these comments that are coming, it's distracting. I'm not listening to you and I'm looking at the comments.
It's the best way, mate.
Yeah, it is the best way. Okay. Right, okay. Let's carry on, shall we? Sorry, just reading the comments that are coming in. Some of them funny. Anyway, we'll wait for John to turn up. In the meantime, shall we talk about the matches and things? And obviously, the defeat by Burnley the other day, which was again behind closed doors, no media, a bit hush hush. Firstly, why did they tend to do that?
I don't know. Is it something to do with trialists? I don't know. Oh, I suppose if there's youth players involved, then maybe there's a thing. It's they don't want to knock their confidence but they won, and it wasn't a youth side that Burnley put out either.
No,
it was pretty much the fringe players from the first team.
I mean, some of the names that they had on, like Vidra, Aaron Lennon, Collins. It's like Jesus Christ.
One of those players has been name checked in an England official World Cup song. Can you name which one? It's not the famously Eastern European Vidra. Put it that way.
No,
it's Aaron Lennon.
Really?
Yeah, it's the one that Dizzy Rascal and James Corden did.
Oh, you're joking. Yeah. Shout, let it all out.
Aaron Lennon on the wing like he's on a mission. Yeah. Got very urban then for a second, yeah.
It seems to be a modern thing, though, that's just come along, this behind closed doors. There's possibly trialists playing.
I don't know, Salford have been playing behind closed doors for like the last 5 years.
Yeah, I'm filed. Yeah,
losers.
Yeah, and all the other shitty clubs that have come past us. Well, filed haven't, have they? But they nearly did.
Speaking of filed, with Jamie Stott going there, which we'll get on to later, I did see someone on Facebook say, I'm in a weird position of wanting them to win for him, but just wanting them to lose otherwise. It's like, who still cares about filed? We're never going to play them again. Who's still actively rooting? Who's still looking at the results on a Saturday night and going, oh, I hope filed have lost?
Yeah, it's beyond me. I don't. I certainly don't. Yeah, I did see that tweet. Bit weird. Apparently, there's a trialist playing for us against Burnley. Right back. We don't need another right back, though, do we?
No, I would have thought. Oh, I don't know if we can get a youngster in who can maybe go out on loan. Then maybe, but in terms of first team, we've got both Southern Hales and Minahan. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more left-sided defence that we probably need. Well, mind you, we've got Kitching and Rydell, haven't we?
Rydell, now that Jennings is retired.
Yeah. Maybe just a word on Jennings. He retired since we last did a podcast or a show, hasn't he? It's funny, isn't it? Because he came in to be understudy not understudy, that's the wrong word, to be backup for Kitchen, I would say. Scored a hat-trick against Guiseley. Almost sort of played himself into the Player of the Year discussion. And then retires at the end. Proper shocking.
It's just a shame he couldn't have had a full crowd. He didn't get to play in front of a full crowd. It's hometown club as well. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of a socially distanced, diluted crowd.
Yeah. He's certainly one of them players, though, that I've watched for a few years and always hoped we'd see him at County one day. So I'm glad we have, yeah. Don't be sad it's over, be glad it's happened.
Yeah, but then his brother as well. But we hear his brother should be back by New Year, I believe, because the operation went well. I heard that.
Yes, I saw it on Twitter somewhere, I think, yeah.
So that should be good.
Yeah, it's looking like a very good, decent-sized squad now, isn't it? I still can't see us bringing anyone else in before the season starts now, apart from
Wilshere,
ex-England international. Yeah. What's Michael Ricketts doing?
So the Burnley game then, 3-1 defeat. I read the report. Sounded like they sort of took took a grip of the game eventually. But I mean, you're going to with the players that they had on the pitch, aren't you? You're gonna sort of move away from us. But it was nice that we got a goal, I think, and it'll be a good test for our lads.
Yeah, it seemed like we had a few chances as well. I think we gave a decent account of ourselves. But yeah, testing themselves against players who are going to play regularly in the top flight, that's only a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably on a decent pitch as well. So, yeah it's all positives. And he changed 10 changes or something from the team that played before. Unbelievable. And we'll come to the squad depth shortly when we come to our predicted lineups. But it's looking good. Stott and Maynard went out, so Stott went to Fylde, obviously, and Maynard went to Solihull in our division. What do you make of those two?
Well, it's only a week and a half ago I tipped Maynard to be my surprise package for the season, so it shows what we know on this podcast. Well, it shows what I know. The other lads are quite knowledgeable. It's just me as a fucking idiot. But I thought he might have a part to play this season, but I think it's the last we'll be seeing of both of them. Jamie Stott, I think, was brought in as one to develop along with the club, but I think we've just accelerated past him. And the same with Maynard, I think. When we signed him, he was probably a big marquee signing, really. And now I think we have. It's just another sign of how far we've come in the last 18 months or so. That's how long ago we signed Maynard, 18 months, and we've already surpassed him. But there's no recall on either loan, so that'll be it until the contracts expire, I'd imagine. Yeah,
I thought there was a recall on the Fylde loan January if we needed to.
Right, yeah.
That
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I read. But you're right, yeah, Maynard, when he came in, I was quite excited about that transfer because, yeah, marquee signing. He'd won through the playoffs with Salford. So, when you sign a player that's been there before and done it in the division you're in, that's quite a coup, isn't it? It's quite a plus. But yeah, just goes to show we've surpassed him already, and yeah, unbelievable in 18 months. But I've got to admit, last season when he did play, maybe it was just because of match practice, game time. He looked a bit dodgy to me anyway. So I can understand why he's gone. I don't think Solihull will be a threat. So I'm not too concerned on that score. Stott with Fylde, it's a good move for him. So yeah, it's just good all around. And I think you're right. I don't think we'll see any of them again. I think we've surpassed Stott. He was great in the National League North for us, wasn't he? So yeah, happy days. So you don't see anybody new coming in before the season starts?
I don't think so. No, I wouldn't expect so. I don't know where we would. I mean, people seem to want a backup striker, but no one who's better than what we've got is going to want to come in and sit on the bench, no matter how much we're offering them. So that's the type of position where you can just top up with a loanee or two if needs be.
Yeah.
But people seem to be trying to pigeonhole players when the vast majority of the players we've got can play 3 or 4 different positions, especially the attacking players. I saw someone pigeonholing Whitfield, saying, "Oh, he's not a number 10. He's not a winger." He's not. Well, usually there's some overlap. They can normally play.
Yeah, they can these days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's park that for now. We've got our guest is backstage, raring to go. So we'll bring him on, and we'll welcome John Giles. Welcome, John.
Hi. Thank you for inviting me on the show.
No problem. Did you like that? How smooth was that transition compared to last week?
It was good. I like the video.
Yeah, getting there, lads.
Right, so John, you're race director of the Hatters Half, obviously, as we were alluding to before. So why don't you tell us a bit about the background, how that all started out?
Yeah, we the race started off around 2015, and the situation at County wasn't too great at the time, and I thought that I felt that it was important to bring a few new ideas to fundraise, and to create a backup, should the worst case happen at the time. We put the Hatters Half in place, and then put the Guardian account in place, and helped grow that to around £80,000. But obviously, it's good to see that the situation at the club's very different now. We've got a different future, but we still got that insurance policy in place if we ever need it.
Excellent. So obviously there was no event on last year. So how's it been organising this year's event? What with not having that extra year, has it been an extra year in the making, or has it just been a case of get back to normal, doing it as you did before? Was there any new challenges involved in it?
Yeah, it's been quite challenging this year, to be honest, because we came out we've been in lockdown in the early part of the year, and it wasn't clear when we would be able to put events on again. But around April, we were contacted by the Director of Public Health at Stockport, and they said, we can look at starting up events again, but it is going to be provisional. If national circumstances change, we'll have to make changes to the arrangements. But I think obviously we've had the vaccine rollout, and we're getting back to a bit more normality. So I think in terms of the race going ahead, I'm sure we'll be fine for September. But the challenge has been really that in 2020 you've got a lot of races that are postponed, and in the spring of this year it's the same situation. So lots of runners entering races, and those races have been deferred mainly into autumn 2021. So it's going to be a bit challenging. It's been a bit hard. It's been harder to get the sign-ups this year. We're probably on around 250. We'd hope to be a little bit further ahead than that. But there's a lot of people that have got deferred places on other races. But it's important to keep the event going, and we are looking at helping it fund the statue for Danny Bergara. So we're hoping to make a success of it.
Excellent stuff. Excellent. So how can people get involved in running this year's event? I'm assuming there's still places available.
Yeah, absolutely. You can sign up at we've got a website at hattershalf.co.uk. And you can enter the race via the link. So that costs £20 if you're affiliated to a running club, or £22 if you're not. Everyone's very much welcome, and a lot of the runners choose a charity as well if they wish. And it's over the years it's been a good fundraiser for local charities. So I think it's a good event for the community, and also if you don't want to run, we're still looking for marshal volunteers. So if you can help, please drop us a line.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, John. Yeah, get in touch. We'll put all the relevant details up on the social media, all the addresses, people to get in touch. That's everything, I think. Russ, have you?
Well, no, I've got a couple of questions.
Are you getting off your bike and going for a run, Russ?
Yeah. No, I've got shin splints, mate. Okay, I can't run. My body's falling apart. That's what happens when you touch 40. No, I just wanted to ask. You've obviously this has happened before. Well, there's two questions really. You said Hatters Half. Is that what it's affectionately known as? Because it is what? Is that half of what? Half of cake?
Half of the marathon.
Oh, marathon. Right. Okay. Yeah.
13.1 miles.
Right. There we go.
Was it not a giveaway when I said earlier, Russ, the Hatters Half Marathon? Did that?
Well, not... yeah. What if somebody's joined late, Nick? You've got to think of those people.
Okay. Well, they should have got home earlier, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
They knew this was on.
The other question was, obviously this isn't its first year. How much has it raised in the past, and how much of a success has it been in the past?
Yeah, I think in an average year, I think it would raise around £4,000. And I think it's been a good contributor towards the Guardian account. I'm not too sure it will do as well this year because of the various challenges that I mentioned earlier. But if it raises £2,000 or £3,000, I think it will be good. I think it's just a case of just keeping it on the schedule. I think it just needs it needs the events to go ahead this autumn, and then the events to go ahead this spring. That's across the running calendar. And then as soon as that happens, I think everyone will be back on their normal dates. So, for example, the Wilmslow Half Marathon is a week after our event. So normally that would be in the spring. But I'm sure things will start to go back to normal. And then next year, we should have an event with our average 400 runners.
And the club support you in this, don't they? They let you use the ground to start and finish the race. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they we're grateful to the club. They allow us to use the Cheadle Lane concourse and the car park. So what we do is we start the race in the Cheadle Lane car park. We're straight out onto Hardcastle Road, go down Northgate Road, down Brinksway, Woolpack Bridge onto the Transpennine Trail. That goes all the way to Northenden. We form a loop at Simon Bridge, go down Ford Lane, Boat Lane, cross over the bridge again, and then back on the trail all the way back. So you have to climb up Brinksway. So it's a bit of a hill as you reach the 12-mile mark. And then the race finishes in Alexandra Park.
All right, nice, good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say, thanks to C&C Healthcare as well for sponsoring the race, and it's really greatly appreciated. The support that we get because there are we have traffic management companies, we have race timing companies. St John's Ambulance. So, it really does help, to have a sponsor behind us. It's much appreciated.
Very good. Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on.
Cheers, John.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for inviting me on the show.
No problem.
Anytime.
And take care. Speak to you soon.
Okay, thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.
There we go.
Excellent.
So, get yourself down to the Hatter's Half.
Yeah, go hattershalf.co.uk. You can sign up to run there. All the details are there. Or the email is also there to volunteer your services. I've been a marshal before as well, and it is very fun. Yeah, it's
fun being a marshal.
It is. Well, I was at the the Waterside Hotel.
Right, yeah.
Partswood there. I was in the car park there, so obviously you're keeping cars from coming from one end. So I had to tell some woman to wait while the runners came through, and she started going forward, trying to run me over. Yeah, and I just stood there, calm as you like. I was like, "Do you want to stop running me over? Do you want to stop running me over?" And nearly got to the stage where I was under the front wheels. It's like, "Do you want to stop running me over? Do you want to stop running me over?" I didn't cause a scene. I should nowadays. I'd cause a scene. I think. Now I'm all old and jaded, but back then I was young and innocent. That's why I got up at 7:30 on a Sunday morning when I wasn't getting paid.
You didn't need to, yeah.
That's it. I thought, the world's great.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video? It did the round ages ago. Of a woman who tried to get out of her driveway or something with a full marathon going past the street, but she moved the bollards and still continued, and all these runners gathered round her and said, "You're not moving, you're not doing it." I'm just going to the shops.
That's what they get on Edgerley when they're honestly they have signs up for months beforehand saying, for an hour on this Sunday morning, can you just think about the runners? And people still decide to be absolute arse wipes about it.
Selfish, aren't they?
Yeah,
selfish.
That's just people for you.
Yeah. Cheers to Ian Dowden. He's put the link up there. Hattershalf.co.uk. Cheers for that, Ian. Really appreciated. Okay, anything more with the co-op? We didn't get an update from John about the latest on the figure of the statue.
I think it's still. I think we'll start seeing a significant rise. I think once we're back in the ground, because there's going to be collection pods and stuff like that. I think that makes a big difference. Yeah, I think some people have said they're a bit disappointed with the uptake so far, but I think in the middle of a tournament summer, 18 months after most people were last in the ground, I think it is hard to capture people's imagination for football related stuff. So I think once we're back in the ground, I reckon that'll make a big difference. I know there's loads of events in the offing as well that'll help boost that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think people realise how much it's going to hit them when they get back in that ground on that opening day, and it's not socially distanced. We're just back in proper. Alcohol will be served and things like that. All these little things that you miss, it'll just infuse everybody. I think. I certainly will be getting chufties starting next week.
I'm actually going to the Fleetwood. I had my big thing of I want the first time back in the ground to be the league game. But I'm going to the Fleetwood game Saturday. I booked my tickets, taking the nephew for his first game, and my dad's coming as well.
Nice.
3 generations of my. See, I do have people that I love and care about, Russ. You like? I didn't. Heartless monster.
No, I never said that. I said that people don't love and care about you. It was the other way around.
Sorry, yeah.
That's
it.
Fair
enough. Crack on, yeah.
Okay, now we're going to do some more transitions. Shall we talk about our predicted lineups for that Dagenham game? Let's see if this works. I hope this works. But I'm going to share my screen now. Do you want to do yours first or mine first? Because we've been asked.
Yours is an actual predicted one. Mine is what I'd like to see.
Right. Okay. And you can explain that. If you're watching and you've got comments, put your comments in about who your predicted lineup will be, and we'll have a bit of a chat about it. Here's mine. Now there are some caveats with mine. I think I'm pretty sure there are some caveats with mine. There we go. Look at that thing of beauty. Oh, no, can't do that.
Well done, knob.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a bit rubbish. Anyway, here's my lineup. So hopefully you can all see that. So I've gone for Hinchliffe in net, obviously. I don't think Ethan Ross will start. I've gone for Minion at right back, Hogan, Barkley, no Will Fish. I don't think Will Fish. Don't think
this is going to be a nightmare this season, isn't it?
Will Fish start? I don't think Will Fish will start, purely based on his age, and I think longer term, Hogan and Barkley are probably, the 2 long term centre halves. Unless we play 3 at the back, obviously, then it'll go to. I think Will Fish will probably start then.
Well, give a manager Will Fish, and he'll keep a clean sheet that weekend. But teach a man to Will Fish and. I don't know. Got nothing, mate. Carry on.
I think you're on the right line somewhere in that.
Yeah.
I went for Rydell on left back purely because I went for a 4 at the back. I think Kitchen will be there at some point, but I don't think he's ready for the start of the season. I've gone for Rooney and Croasdale in the middle, so obviously Collar is absent, as is Keane. No Maynard, obviously, as well. Southermill's on the right side of midfield. Whitfield on the left, because I think that's where he plays as an inside forward.
Okay.
I think. And I've gone for Madden and Quigley up front. Now, Quigley, I think, is suspended for the first match.
Oh, have we signed ourselves a thug?
I only think that. Now, I might be completely wrong. Maybe someone can comment and say yes or no, but I only think that because I looked on Transfer Market or Transfer Market.
It's probably bollocks then.
And he had a bit of a red. No, it's usually pretty okay. That is it not?
I don't know.
And he had a red card next to him, so he possibly might be suspended for the first match.
Oh, that's typical, isn't it? Maybe we've signed ourselves a shithouse. So if we've got a shithouse, I'll be very happy.
If we've got so what you mean? Someone who's capable of shithousery against the opposition?
Yeah. I like a shithouse centre forward.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, like a British shithouse centre forward. The definition of a shithouse centre forward is very different in countries like Italy, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you enjoy it when we had McConville?
No, I despised him.
Did you? I liked it because I thought he was like he was a shithouse. He was loads of shithousery. He's the sort of player that you want in your team.
I didn't want him in our team. I just never warmed to him. My favourite McConville moment was when Christian Dennis thumped him in the stomach and winded him. That was outstanding. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good day. That was.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember when we played Chester away and Liam Dickinson got bitten by a defender?
Yeah, and it rumbled on for ages after, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And, well, later on in the match, he skinned him and scored, didn't he, the winner?
He did, yeah.
So, I love a bit of shithousery, especially when it's for us. When I see a player on the opposition and they're a bit shithousery, giving it out, I can't sit there and begrudge it. I just think, well, I wish he was playing for us, because that's the sort of stuff I like.
I love nothing more than seeing Lee Hughes celebrate in front of a bunch of fans who've been calling him a murderer for an hour.
Yeah,
and then they get all arsey about it. They go, "Oh, Steward, look at this! Get a grip,
lads, get a grip." So yeah, no comments coming through on that, which is that's okay.
I'd be quite happy if that was the team that was out. Not as happy as I'd be if they played my team, but can't win them all, can you?
Well, let's look at that in a second. But before we do, is there anybody there? Is there anybody missing from my team that you just think is a shoo-in straight away? It should be starting like Collar or Fish or Ethan Ross in net, perhaps.
See, I don't know. It goes back to what we were saying the other week, where nobody's a shoo-in now. And there's a couple of notable omissions from mine as well. And you can easily make a case for it for anyone, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a couple of comments, both are the same. I won't show them all, but yeah, Collar definitely starts. Collar for me, and maybe Ross starts too. Yeah, perhaps. Collar for me, I was toying between Collar and Croasdale. I honestly think Collar is a better player than Croasdale. I think Rooney's in anyway. And I know we'll come to yours in a second, Nick. But Rooney's in. Rooney's in anyway, isn't he? Rooney starts. The reason why I left Collar out was because I do believe Collar's a better player than Croasdale, but Croasdale got through more work. And he was almost one of the players of the season as well last season. So I think it's fair that he starts the new season and he gets given the chance to kick on.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, it's just this is why I don't like predicting stuff. I try and predict the winners of horse races. I don't. I try and predict football results. I don't. And I try and predict lottery numbers, and none of it works.
Well,
I don't know what's to be gained from like if I predict the lineup. So you're having to talk me around to just having a mindless bit of fun for 10 minutes every week here.
Yeah, that's all we want to do.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like forced fun. But what happens if I do say if I do predict the 11 and then that it ends up being that 11? Like, yeah. Oh yeah, well done. And then do I go on about it for weeks after? Do you remember when I predicted the 11? I just don't know what I'm gaining from this.
I'm not sure if you're taking it a bit too far there. We're just predicting our lineups so that people can discuss it. And yeah, if you want me to get somebody else in to do this bit and you sit back, we can do that.
No, I just wanted to carry out a full and frank risk assessment before heading out there. But it's fine. It's fine. If you're happy, I'm happy, mate.
Yeah, well, comments are coming in, so let's look at those as well. So, Mark Smith, is that from Proper Magazine?
It will be, because that's what the little picture thing looks like. It's a P.
That's what I thought.
It's either that or Blockbusters, isn't
it? So, Mark reckons it'll be Ross, back three of Barkley, Hogan, Philip Wish. Philip Wish, Croasdale, Rooney, Collar, MSH, and Walker Wide. Yeah, I left Walker out as well.
See again. You count. You've got 11 there. Don't worry, Russ.
Yeah, I've just counted him. Yeah, I just thought there might be one too many there.
Did you not think maybe you should have counted him at some point during the afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, again, can't argue with that. I think what we're probably saying is that we have got two really strong teams within the squad, haven't we? And maybe that ultimately wins us the division. So yeah, interesting stuff.
Last season's top scorer hasn't even got a mention yet.
No, well, that's it. What I was going to say is it's those three, isn't it? Quigley, Madden, and Reed. And again, you could play. This is just my take on it. You could play Madden and Reed, Quigley and Reed, couldn't you?
Probably will.
Who knows? Who knows?
As long as Tom Walker's not at wing back, I'll be happy.
Yeah, it's kind of why I didn't go for a 5 at the back. But again, that's another connotation. Right, okay, let's have a look at yours, Nick.
This will be good, won't it?
Nick.
So yeah, I've gone for what I'd like to see, including the white trim on that shirt there.
Oh, okay.
Which still isn't blue enough. But that's what I think. Jordan Keane hasn't had a chance really playing in that position, which is his best position. And yeah, there's one very notable player omitted from that, isn't there, Russ? Have you picked up on it?
Yeah, of course I have. Yeah.
I'm going to get painted as having a vendetta, but I think John Rooney slows us down. I really do. I think when you've got raw pace from players like Salem Hales, and John Rooney's taking an age to take a few touches and play out, it's just pointless to me.
Yeah,
he's obviously a very good football player. He's very good. In fact, I'd go as far as to say he's really, really good. So, I don't. I'll just solve a problem like Rooney, I suppose, is a question. Where do you play him? I don't think he's quick enough on the half turn to be a number 10. I don't know. But luckily, I'm not the one who's being paid to do it, because I probably wouldn't say any of this to his face. I'm like, maybe that's the problem. It's like, right, John, you're playing. All right.
You wouldn't. John, on the half turn, mate.
Yeah.
Pretty slow.
I scored from the halfway line against Rochdale. What have you ever done?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, other note, you haven't got Hogan in there, and you've put Madden out wide left on the left.
Well, no, because that would probably be more a case of Walker coming left and Madden vacating the space to go up top with Quigley. I'm fluid with my systems, Russ.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm different systems in and out of possession.
Okay.
I'm just totally covering up the fact that I put them both in the wrong. And no one's going to notice because this isn't going out live or anything, so it'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll do a shitload of editing later. It's not live at all. Yeah, interesting. What? Yeah, okay. Why Hogan? I mean, you've got some. Shez 1987 agrees with you that Hogan shouldn't be in there. He did play out, tried to run out from the back and lose it a bit, didn't he? But at the same time,
I have a theory on why that is, though.
Go on.
He was, for the most part, he was the only real ball playing defender in the back three last season. He was alongside Ash Palmer. Now, who do you want bringing the ball out of defence and possibly losing it? Ash Palmer or Liam Hogan? Bearing in mind how we went out of the playoffs. So I think that's why Hogan's been the one taking it upon himself to take the risks, and that will lead to him losing the ball. But I can't think of a glaring error that he's made that's led to a goal, though, Hogan. Like, I can't really think of many. I can only think of the Ash Palmer one, really. And then the own goal as well in Rusk's first home game. That was probably a player error. But there's nothing else notable that stands out to me.
No, I think overall, defensively, we were sound last season, weren't we? Best defense in the league, and could have been better. Was the best defense in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to rip that apart, mate.
But that's it. Well, that's it. We've best defence in the league, and then we add to that with Barkley, Fish. I can't see us conceding many. Whether you've got Hogan in there or not, I mean, it's fine. I think what we can agree on is that they're all going to get game time, aren't they? Because he's, it's just going to be flipped about. Again, some more comments. 3 up top with Quigley, Reed, and Madden. And now that's frightening. If that will happen at some point, I'm sure.
Any advance on 3? Let's go 4. Can we get a 4th up there? Any advance on 4?
Well, I remember was it Championship Manager? You used to be able to play you could play it on anything really. A 4-2-4, just 4-2-4 long ball, just completely miss out at the midfield.
Yeah,
that'd do well. That'd be alright for you, wouldn't it? If Rooney's in there.
Yeah. But he just ended up like his brother was for the last few years of his career, just going box to box, sweating.
Yeah. You got Collar in there. Cool.
Collar's going to be the main man this season. Collar is.
You reckon?
Yeah. Collar's going to be huge this season. Don't act so surprised. You were all over.
No.
Your first words to me about him was that he looks a player, and you know what? You were right.
I can't disagree with you. I was about to agree with you. He's an absolute player. He's an absolute player. Yeah, he's really, really good. Looking forward to seeing him. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the flesh for a full season with people in the ground.
Yeah,
just that's what I'm looking forward to. So. Just cannot wait. That's So that's probably the last time we'll do our predicted lineups because Nick doesn't like it.
I don't care. I'm just happy to be talking to other people. Really, I'm just glad to be talking to someone that's not my missus or the cat.
Oh, that's nice.
We've got our little drinks on Friday night, haven't we?
We have. That should be good in the County Arms.
Yeah, we're going to be together again, aren't we?
Just me and you sharing 100 cans of beer. 100 cans. Oh.
100 cans. I think we can put a good dent in them.
Yeah.
I'm going to be hanging out my ass for the Fleetwood game. I'll probably just leave yours and sleep at a bus stop in Edgeley or something.
You could just sleep in the bar if you want. Yeah. Sleep in here. Don't mind me. So I wouldn't say I've been doing a bit of digging, but we've noticed that other clubs have been signing players, notably Mullin to Wrexham, Shimanga, Notts County. I actually watched the Notts County talk. Sorry, Chesterfield. God, I get them all mixed up. I actually watched a bit of the Notts County talk, equivalent to us, sort of podcast. They did their league predictions. They had us as top.
Okay.
They had us as top, and they said that it was outrageous, the team that we had. Unbelievable team. And in fact, it would be an embarrassment if we didn't win the division.
Go along with that, yeah?
Yeah, and I think we put a tweet out earlier to ask if it would be a failure, and I didn't do a vote or anything, but most of the comments, there was only one or two that said it wouldn't be. The rest were, it would be.
In what world wouldn't it be?
Well, in a world, the only thing I can think of is in a world where other teams are splashing the cash now, in the same way that we have.
We've got a year's head start of flashing that cash. If we
absolutely,
flash it right, we should be at least 1 to 2 years ahead of those sides on the pitch.
Yeah, and I think we are. I think we are ahead of them. But with some of the signings, the others could have slightly caught up, perhaps.
I know Chesterfield have signed Shimanga and they've got Asante, who had a good second half of the season. But let's not forget they've also got Danny Rowe and Tom Denton, who are not that's not the strike force of a side that's going to win the National League. Not in this decade, anyway. Maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. As well, don't forget Shimanga. Okay, I think he scored the equaliser away, didn't he, when we played Boreham Wood away?
Yeah.
Was it 1-1? At home, didn't hear his name mentioned hardly. So, he'll score past the Kings Linns of the division. But I don't think he'll find it tough to get past ours and maybe some of the other top teams that are in the division.
I wonder what's happened there to cause him to sign them, because I think they rejected a bid from Notts County a while ago because he wanted to move to a football league. There was talk of Leyton Orient and Peterborough, and then he's ended up at Chesterfield, which is very strange.
I don't know. It feels like a massive bubble's going to burst at Chesterfield for overspending. They furloughed all the players, didn't they, during lockdown?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're splashing some cash now with no new ownership or no injection.
There's still a trust-owned club, which is just sets the alarm bells ringing.
Yeah, we've seen that before, haven't we? Many times, teams overspending.
I mean, it's essentially promotion or bust for Chesterfield, and of all the seasons to go promotion or bust, this is not the one to pick.
No,
where about 5 or 6 other clubs have thought the same thing and thought, yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah. Well, but let's come on to other clubs in a minute. Here's one for you. Does Russ keep his job if we don't go up?
I think it depends under what circumstances we don't go up. If it's a whimper in the playoffs, then yeah, I'd say possibly. But then again, I suppose if we were to get like 90 odd points, and it just so happened that one of the other teams had an even better season. If you think of that season where Liverpool lost 1 game all season and still finished second to Man City. If that's had the season, then you couldn't realistically sack a manager for that.
No, but of all the scenario, that's one little scenario, isn't it? Of all the other scenarios, I think he does lose his job. Go out in the playoff final on penalties. I don't think that's acceptable.
No, it's not. But if it was, we'd lost in a playoff final or semi on penalties, then I think I'd be more inclined to give him another season. But I know we're just trying to cover all the bases, but we should be going for the title. There's no excuse.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, just any form of excuses this early on. Even thinking about us failing again just gives me a headache. just thinking. In less than a year's time, I might just be sat there again thinking, No, we're going for the title. There's no two ways about that. One thing I was thinking was, we talk about sort of success and failure. It is a failure if we don't go up, but if we look at the failures we've had in the recent past, it's not a failure where there won't be riots in the street if we don't go up, will there? It'll just be shit. Oh, okay. Oh. It won't be because of us, but just any excuse, innit? When the police come to apprehend me, I won't blame County. I'm not grass.
So yeah, it's a different kind of failure, but it's almost like it's a nice kind of failure to have. It's a nice problem to have, isn't it? That well, I don't even think we're favourites with some bookies, but we're going to be up there. We've spent the most. The squad depth is immense. Everything around the club is positive. The amount he's spending and all this kind of stuff. It just seems a world away from the failure of going down to National League North, getting beat 4-0 by Kidderminster away. Yeah,
it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's kind of strange. You kind of, it's like we're venturing into unknown now, though. It's like, oh, hang on, everything's all right here. So everything's either going to be really good. I bet this is how Fylde fans felt.
Yeah. Oh God.
And there's just a bit of that in the back of my head, just thinking, oh, Fylde fans were really excited ahead of their season. Fylde were favourites to go up as well.
In a way, yeah. Here's a question, as maybe to everybody that's listening as well. As a County fan, for the length that you've been going and supporting County, have you ever known us to ever be favourites for a division? I know last season we probably were, and this season we are. Before all this, National League North, we weren't favourites, were we?
I think we were when we first came down. Yeah, I think the first season when we dropped out of the conference, I think we were favourites,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me rephrase it then. Let me add something to it. Favourites with some substance.
Oh, never.
with evidence that we're actually favourites.
Never. That's never been the case.
I've never known it either. Maybe there's people who are watching who are older than us who remember it before this. I can't see it though.
The times I've seen us as favourites has been when we've come down, we've been relegated from higher division, and it's just been that thing of, oh well, they've come down, they must be good. 96, 97, I think Watford were more hotly tipped than us, but I might be wrong, but it seems because Watford were in that league with us as well, and
they were, yeah,
and Luton as well. Luton would have been one of the favourites as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah, they would have been. There was probably quite a few more than that above us, actually. But yeah, we just missed out on the playoffs the year before, haven't we?
Yeah, finished 9th season before.
Yeah. So we're not sure if we were favourites in that at that time. So
I doubt very much. If we've just missed out on the playoffs the season before, I don't think they're going to immediately install as favourites the following league, particularly when there's going to be 3 clubs coming down from the division above.
Yeah. Interesting. So who else have other teams signed then that would, because it's starting to feel like a really sort of, I'm getting really excited for the season. I'm getting proper chuffed that it's going to be a bit of, it's going to, with some of the crowds back in as well, away at Notts County. I've already booked my hotel for Notts County away and Grimsby away.
Are you going to Hooters?
Oh, someone said that, didn't they? Yeah, no, I'm not.
Because you're a grown man who's allowed near women, so you won't be needing to go to Hooters.
Plus, I'm taking my family as well, so can't really do that.
What's Hooters? I'll just.
Yeah.
I'm leaving you here. Off to watch the football. I went to one of them. There used to be a place like that in Manchester called Teasers. Do you remember Teasers?
It was. Yeah, I think so. Was it down at the bottom? Bump down at the bottom of Portland Street? Was it on the left hand side?
Yes, it was. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think never went.
No, honestly. Well, me and my mates went when we were like 18. Because you do that when you're 18.
Yeah,
you want to have a pint of Carling and you want to look at some breasts. Don't ask for much else. Maybe a burger after. So we went there, and honestly, it was just women dancing on the tables. And my mate Tom, 18 turned 55. Excuse, can you get down, love? 18. Can you get? I want a drink. 10 minutes I've been here. I want a drink. Yeah. Tits down here. Oh, I went. I was gone. I was like, I'm leaving. I'm not having any part of this sex festival.
Is that the one with the? Is that the one with the dance floor that was just a glass dance floor, but it was on a floor above you?
That was Brannigan's.
Is that Brannigan's?
That was Brannigan, which is opposite Teasers.
Right. Okay. I've been in both of those. Yeah. Okay. Back in the day, obviously.
Yeah. And then Fifth Ave after.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Fifth Ave.
It's all coming back now, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can smell the Red Bull.
So yeah, I've already booked me hotels, but I've heard that Notts County might be moved because Forest are playing at home on the same day.
Yeah, it's getting moved, that one. Yeah.
Does that mean it'll be moved to a Tuesday?
No, probably a Sunday.
Oh right. Well, I'll just stay over and go on Sunday then.
Yeah, go to the Forest game.
Maybe.
And then you can just swim across the river to Notts County. I'm sure people do that. They'll probably have little river taxis, won't they?
Sure, they will. Yeah. I don't know.
Because they must get that all the time. People wanting to go to both grounds in one day.
Well, yeah, and the fact they've not built any bridges yet.
No, they've not made it to Nottingham yet.
No, that level of engineering. So the other clubs then. So who have the other clubs got that we should be sort of wary about? Because honestly, throughout non-league, I have just not given a shit about who's been in the opposition's team. Like when we was in the league, if Marco Gabbiadini was playing for Darlington, it'd be like, oh shit, Marco Gabbiadini's playing. He's really good. He's going to score past us. But with non-league, it's just like we should just win. But this season feels like, we need to look out for some strikers like Paul Mullin. It's Paul Mullin, isn't it, for Wrexham?
Mullin off the back of his one good season in his career.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd much rather be in our position with Quigley, who's proven he can score goals at this level and the one above.
Yeah.
Same with Chimanga going Chesterfield. I think that's a risk as well. If they do, like you said, is he good enough to compete for a side who want to be at the top? It's all well and good at Boreham Wood, get a decent goal scoring record there, but in a side like Chesterfield, who are expected to be beating most teams.
Yeah, and I suspect does this really matter? But I suspect he's not played in front of a big crowd before. And Chesterfield will get 4, 5, and 6s, won't they?
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to have some proper dickheads getting on his back if he has a couple of bad games.
Yeah, this is where Notts County come in it a bit more for me, and I see it as the two counties at the top fighting this out. Which Notts County are actually watching us. All right, lads, how are you doing? So they say, from a Notts perspective, Matt Palmer is their best signing, and not a new signing, but having Cal Roberts back from injury is huge. So almost like a new signing for them.
Cal Roberts was very good for my Notts County side on Football Manager, but he left long before I was winning Premier League titles.
With Notts County?
Yeah, with Notts County, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I didn't choose to. I got sacked by Bradford.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Bradford sacked me about 6 months in, and Notts County were bottom of the conference. No one side wanted me. It's like, there you go. But now I've won a lot with them 15 years on, so you're welcome, lads.
So, no idea where Matt Palmer plays.
Not Notts County.
Well, I should have got that tumbleweed video, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you keep saying this, but you know.
I know. I will get it. So yeah, other clubs, it should be good. So it's definitely going to be us, Notts County, Wrexham, Chesterfield,
Dagenham,
Dagenham.
Weymouth.
No.
I'm just naming teams now.
There's definitely going to be 22 other teams in the division.
All right, Nostradamus. All playing each other twice, the predictable sods.
Good stuff. Right. Is there anything else you want to cover before we do parish notices?
No, I think we've covered everything that I wanted to cover and more. All right, so it's been a good session for you, has it? Yeah. I don't have to pay my therapist this week. You know. I'll just let it all out on you.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm more on Friday. Yeah.
I wasn't asking how you were.
No one ever does, mate. No one ever does. Cheers for listening, everybody. Cheers for your comments. Don't forget, all of our content is available on the FanHub app. Search for changethegame.uk or install it on your iOS and Android device. Choose Stockport County as your team. Also, we will be getting other pods on to come and do joint pods for opposition. The only ones we can find really are Notts County and Wrexham. There is a Grimsby one knocking about. We'll try and get hold of them. I don't think Grimsby will be part of the equation at the top anyway. So,
and they don't have like broadband there yet. They've just got one fish that the whole area has to use. So it's like, oh, I need to use the internet for my homework, Mum. It's like, oh, well, go and knock on number 64. They've got the internet fish. And it's just like it's like a three-eyed fish, like in The Simpsons, but with lots of wires hanging out of it.
The internet fish, like a token. Internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, but before we go as well, they're pretty confident. This podcast from Grimsby seemed pretty confident. Oh, what about us? Well, what about you? We're all spending loads of money. You've just come down with a shit squad.
If we did like a podcast thing, like on Anchorman, where all the stations meet and have a scrap.
Oh yeah.
So it'd be us, the Wrexham podcast, the Notts County one, and the Chesterfield one, and then Grimsby would just be holding our coats. Well, we just set about each other with claw hammers and stuff. Grimsby aren't in the equation.
No, North South End. I don't know. Somebody was, when I did a bit of a Twitter predictions thing. Somebody put, well, I think quite a few, or a couple at least, put South End into their sort of top 7. Have you seen South End's price of football tweets of their accounts?
They're in big trouble.
Wow. I think they lost something like 9 million or 7 million last season.
Yeah, and about 17, 18 million in debt altogether. It's like us when we first dropped into non-league, except they actually know the scale of their debt.
Yeah.
They've actually put a figure on it. We're just like, we owe Kennedy somewhere between 20 quid and 25 million. We're not mentioning it to him just in case he asks for it back. We think he might have forgot. Remember when that was basically the case?
Yeah.
let's just hope Kennedy dies.
Oh, yeah.
We don't call it in.
Well, the other one as well was it. I mean, we've got a Dark Day series. If people haven't listened to it, it's available on YouTube and on a podcast on Spotify and whatever. We've got a Dark Day series, but my favourite moment in that, or non-favourite moment, if you like, was definitely that. Was it one of our old CEOs realised we had a tax debt of £250,000. He suddenly realised it, and it's like you pay your tax all the time. You don't just wait. How can you? Oh, yeah. Anyway, so we will get joint podcasts with other clubs, and we will get more guests on. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. And yeah, thanks for listening, and we will see you very, very soon. See you later.